It is 9:52 a.m. I didn't make a video before the market opened, but I haven't traded anything, and I was looking at HMBL the most for a morning panic bounce play. I did see this price action. I wasn't interested in it. I was interested in it maybe if it did like a little spike and then it would come back and then hold that level and uptrend. I just didn't like the way this one looked. It kind of ripped lower, and then big massive volume was here, and then it kind of had like a pop sell off. In theory, I could have been in maybe at the 21.6 level, but if you look at it, it's disgusting. Looking, but in theory, it did do the thing where it kind of breaks the level, it kind of makes a spike, and then it comes back. But the way it did it was kind of hard for me to enter for a position, so I never gave this one any money for that reason. And as for ILUS, this one had like a big bully seller with a lot of shares at the ask, I think at 271, and it would just not break out of it. But once it did, it actually made a move from 27, I guess 27.20 to 28, and right now it's just sitting at VWAP, so I'd probably be out at this point. And the range wasn't that nice. The daily chart isn't horrible compared to some of the other ones, but that was a potential setup there. It wasn't as nice. Nothing with SBES, no volume, and this one no volume either. This one's a nice uptrending stock. I'm just not really interested in uptrending stock patterns, but this was a nice breakout here at 19. It got to 22, so that's pretty cool there. And AABB did do this. This was a bit too much. I didn't like it. It wasn't like TGGI a few days ago that did something a lot better. This one was just kind of weird, so no trades right now, but I'll still be looking. If there's no trades today, that's totally cool. It is 10:11. I'm actually really impressed with how well AXXA is doing with this breakout here, which is nice because it's breaking out that level here. It's also breaking out of this level at 876, so I really thought it wasn't going to work because there was just so many people at the ask, but look at the volume. It just broke through all the big sellers at the ask, and there's still an occasional big seller that shows up. So what I'm interested in at this point is that maybe if it kind of downtrends, maybe somewhere near VWAP, ideally it doesn't just go vertical, and then I can be in and then risk VWAP or a level close to that. Jeez, I guess this one is just going to go vertical, huh? That's too bad. I'm not going to chase it, but I guess what I could have done maybe is go in half, but let's see. I'd rather wait for this thing to be a dip. This could also be the head of a head, a head and shoulder head, and then it makes a shoulder. So yeah, ideally this one doesn't go vertical and it offers some kind of a dip opportunity, but maybe this one will not offer that. Alright, it is 10:17. Yeah, unfortunately this could be the head right here, and then this is the shoulder forming, so it might try to make a shoulder. I might be interested in it if it breaks the all-day high, so like a failed head and shoulder head, and then maybe it makes a shoulder or it just breaks out of it. That might not be so bad, and then it can offer a lot of momentum, but I'd be weary on just taking an entry right here, and then it completes the pattern and makes a shoulder and it heads towards a VWAP or something. And then after that, what's it going to do from there? Is it going to consolidate and then uptrend and try to make a move towards the highs later in the day? That might be ideal for a setup. Again, this is out of my range, breakouts or uptrending stock patterns, not a dip buy pattern. So I will stick to a small, maybe a $5 risk level, so a small position, but that's what I have in mind. I'll just continue to watch this, and if anything, just at least learn from the price action, but that's what I have in mind right now. It is 10:32, and I got in and out. I think I lost like 30 cents from this, and what I did was went in a half position. So in theory I'd be in 1,000 shares according to my dollar risk level and everything, which is $5, and on top of that it would be risking VWAP breaking, and I was in at 1027, which was right here, and then it was starting to look kind of bad here. The volume was fading, and then we had like a large seller at the ask, so I was in just half my position size in theory, because I was thinking, okay, what if this thing, it did the thing where, okay, it did maybe the shoulder here or the shoulder here head, and then the shoulder, and now it's just going to consolidate here, and it's going to actually hold this level, and then it might, over time try to make a move towards the highs. So I was thinking, okay, well, let me be in half just in case that's the case. But I'm also, I'm having a thought in the back of my mind that, maybe it's going to head lower and then it'll consolidate from there, which is what it's doing now. And I'm watching this, seeing how it's reacting with VWAP, and I don't like how this thing trades with a spread. But yeah, I was in at, again, at 9, right? And that was at 10.27. I didn't like how after I got in, it immediately, like, broke under the level that it was trying to hold there at 90, and then it was trading from 89 to 908, and then that's when I placed a sell order at 10.31. Might have been when I got executed, right? Because I had one order that was sitting at 10.29, so just 2 minutes later I was interested in getting out for that reason, and it was just sitting there. I had it at 901, and maybe I just get out for a slight profit or whatever. And because it wasn't really working, it was just sitting there. The volume was also drying up. I didn't like the way it was looking. That's when I went ahead and placed the sell order at the bid, and I got out right in the middle, which was nice. So again, I was in half a position because of that risk, and not just half the position size, but I played it very conservatively. I think for what it was, this is just an example where the trade just didn't work for that reason, but I think I did it well regardless. I didn't just sit around and just wait for it to try to get to that other order that I canceled. I at least got out for that reason, and yeah, I think I did that well in that sense. You can't be right on every single trade idea, but it could have done something, and it might try to do something later, but not right now. 878 is the level. Yeah, it could be a higher low here, and then maybe it tries to grind all the way back an uptrend, or do something like that too. I'll continue to watch this, and I'll make an update later, but I don't like how it just made a move like that. I might just leave this one alone if it's that manipulated. Promoters need to do a better job, controlling the price action. And I'm not calling this a pump. I'm just saying it trades, or at least the price action is a lot like a pump. It is 11 a.m. I don't like where AXXA is. It could try to hold off of this level right here, and maybe consolidate and make a run towards the highs later. But this might be a failed breakout attempt, a failed intraday breakout. Well, actually, no, the intraday breakout part worked, in that it kind of did it here. It came back, it held itself together under VWAP, although higher than here, and VWAP is higher here. And then it did actually, make a move in terms of the intraday breakout. But as for the multi-day breakout, where it could be something that could sustain itself and continue for a longer period of time, that did not work. But it can try to do that later. It's still trying to hold this level here. It might not be that bad of an entry, but I don't like these kind of breakout setups too much, because they always seem to not really work, at least the ones that I look at. So that's what I have in mind. I am interested in AABB for some kind of a dip buy opportunity. Maybe this is a shoulder ahead, and then it makes a downtrend, a shoulder, holds VWAP, and maybe VWAP is higher at that point. And then this thing can be something that I could actually try to hold for more than one day, and maybe perhaps try to sell it towards the upside. Here's like a little dip, and then right now it could be like a dip as well, but I'm gonna still be cautious with this one. I don't mind missing this one again. These types of setups are out of my range, but I do want to get better at them, and yeah, I'll just keep watching, but I don't see anything that I want to trade right now. Okay, it is 4:56 p.m. and I am down, I think I do the math, yep, I'm down 26 pennies, so that makes today a red day. But I'm very happy that it was such a tiny red day, and it's not like, oh, I made this amount, this amount, this amount, and boom, big red day, lots of crying. That's not what it is anymore, especially not for today. Again, just one attempt with AXXA, and not all setups are going to work, obviously, and this was an example of one that didn't work. I haven't loaded the charts since, well, actually throughout the entire market the charts were running, so Again, I'm not the best with uptrending stock patterns. Something that, you know, could have in theory today have been something nice, and that it breaks over the, you know, weekly high, it breaks over the day high, does something pretty impressive, and maybe continues to run throughout the day, kind of like AABB was. But yeah, it just didn't work here, and I didn't like this one in that it trades with a spread. I mean, you can see the range is huge from 70 to 93, right? Just a little range right here is just such a significant amount. So I'm gonna guess this is a OTC with a really low float. So yeah, that was a trade there that did not work. Just a tiny loss. I was half size, and you know, the event that maybe it was just gonna hold itself together and it would uptrend, and then I'd at least be half sized, or maybe it's gonna downtrend more, and then, you know, I'm gonna have more shares. But I didn't like how it was looking. It was looking super bad. So then I was out of it completely, and I was not interested in adding more shares. And that was my entry right here at 1027, and I got out at 1031, which was right before this big red candle here. So yeah, that was the idea there. It just didn't continue the uptrend. As you can see, it put up lower lows, right? A bunch of lower lows. And AABB, I think the last recording was right here. I'm just not good with uptrending stock patterns. I have to practice more, but I was watching it closely. I just wanted it to offer more of a dip to get in, but you know, it still offered a nice move towards the upside, and I did draw a trend line, and it was actually holding it, but when it cracked here, you can see the momentum was gone. So I was no longer really interested in it anymore. If I was ballsy, I would have taken an entry maybe right before the close, and then, you know, with where it is on a daily chart, I could try to turn around, especially because it's still under EMA 4, and do something nice, but that's a bit scary. That's all I have for today. Just no super nice, you know, morning panic bounce plays that I was interested in trading, or at least that were green, you know, like in terms of any profitable trades. It was just nothing that I really liked. No clean setups, and yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna call it off here. There's nothing else to really go over. A pretty good attempt. It's just not my ideal pattern, but that's fine. I had a small red day, barely lost anything, half sized. You know, I didn't like bag hold it or something dumb like that. That's all I have for today.